Hey everybody, this is Raz Purcell from Taiko Zentrum Deutschland. If you're a Taiko player and you're looking for a great way to practice from home during the COVID-19 crisis, and you use an iOS device such as an iPad or an iPhone, or you have a Mac computer laying around that can host GarageBand, then keep watching. I'm going to show you how to set up a really simple and cost-effective method for practicing at home using Apple's amazing new Taiko set for GarageBand. Keep watching. Alright, so we're going to open up GarageBand and select drums. I've already downloaded the Taiko pack. You go over here to more sounds here on the bottom right, and I've already got the Taiko set, so I'm going to load that up. So this is the new Apple Taiko set that they're using for Logic and GarageBand, and it's awesome. We've got a whole set of different Taikos, 3 different shime from low, medium, and high, a couple of sumo daiko over here. We got bachi clicks, chapas, a tarigane. We've got a hirado daiko here. We've got an o daiko and an okedo daiko, a big one. So really good little taiko set here, and you can use this with trigger pad. So we're going to show you how to do that. But first, if you're using this on a touch device like an iPad or an iPhone, just to show you some different things that you won't be able to get via electronic pad. So if I'm in the touch instrument, any of these drums, I can click on the sides and get ka, even the shimes, and even the odaikos. And the only one that doesn't have it is the okedo, this big okedo over here. If you click on the side of this, you get a quiet hit that's hitting close to the rim of on the skin. So to get this really cool, you can hear that. There's the main hit, and then the side hits. So it's really cool. Also, in the touch instrument, you have access to a couple of extra features. The first one is if you touch a drum with 2 fingers, I'll do it on the chudaiko down here, then it plays consistent rhythm with whatever tempo you've got set. If I spread my fingers out, that rhythm speeds up to 16th notes. Now if I bring my fingers down, it gets quieter and I can raise them up and get a crescendo. And that works with any of the drums. So if I do it here on the odaiko, day crescendo, right? I can do that, and the odaiko will also do the fast one, right? They'll all do the same thing. Even in the tarigane, there we go. And then decrescendo and crescendo. Right, so you can do that with any of them. It's particularly fun with the shime daikos and stuff. So those are some features on the touch instrument. Another feature that they have here that I'll show you really quick is if you touch a drum, hit a don, I'm going to use the odaiko, and then you touch another finger, at the same time you get a press. Whoop. And this works with all of them. Right, so you can have some fun with the presses. I thought that was a really unique thing that I haven't seen in any other taiko sets, digital taiko sets. That's really cool. So that's some tips on how to use the touch instrument if you're just playing around with it on your iPad, but you can combine the features with the touch instrument with what you can do on your electronic pad. So let's take a look at that. Alright, so as stated before, this video is made for people that already have an iOS device or a Mac computer. But let's go ahead and set this up. I'm just going to tell you too, price-wise, what this cost me. The sample pad I got on sale for about 115 euros. A little USB hub cost about 15 euros on Amazon. And then I have a stand for my sample pad that cost me about 35 euros. And that's it. So, you're looking around 150, 175 euros, and you've got a really great setup, and I'll show you how this works. So we're just going to plug the USB. This is going to transfer your MIDI data to your iPad. So plug one into the sample pad, we're going to plug the other end into the camera connector or USB hub there, and then we'll plug the USB hub into the iPad, and that's literally it. It's ready to go. So now I'm going to power up the sample pad. Also, a quick note while that's booting up, get a USB hub with a headphone output, because then you can plug in your headphones and jam with your headphones on, and it's really great. I don't have a headphone out on this because I got this for use with my computer, not with my iPad, and just discovered I could do this. So the sound we're going to be hearing is actually coming from the iPad. So there you can see I've got my samples here, but I've also got them on my drum pad. And the great thing is with electronic drum pads is that it used to be a latency problem, which means the time it took from the signal to go from my drum pad and be translated into the iPad, and for the iPad to tell it what signal, what sample it was supposed to trigger, there was a little bit of a delay, and so you'd always run into latency problems. And as a drummer, that's really, really hard to drum with. But this works with zero latency. Yeah? So I'll just play a little. That's would have been impossible to play before with latency on older systems. So this is awesome. So I have no latency. I've gone ahead and already set up some kits, but I've got this kit that I'm using is the shime kit, the high shime. This took me a few minutes to set up. Here's a lower shime, and here's my katas. Yeah. Yeah. So you can do lots of fun stuff with that. I just have my katas up here and my dones down here. Next kit I've got set up is, I think it's one of the Taiko. Okay, so you can hear those and with the katas. I've got kits set up for everything, all the way up to, I think I got the tarigane here. So here's chapas, right? And I've got a tarigane here. So it works really, really great, practically zero latency, and then you can also have a lot of fun recording with it using a combination of the touch controls on the iPad and some of the features there with the press that I showed you earlier, and also with playing it live on your electronic drum. So it's great. And for practicing, I mean, it works super. So you can set this up again with an iPhone instead of an iPad. This is pretty big, but you could have a really portable setup with just an iPhone, and maybe put a little bag on your stand to hold the iPhone, and then it just sits there and all you've got is the stand. Another quick note, if you're looking at drum pads, a lot of drum pads have USB power, which would mean that my iPad could power my drum pad, which would also be awesome. This one doesn't have that. It's got a wall power adapter here, so I have to actually plug that in, but like the Cat 1 percussion, I think it's called the KT1 percussion pad, that one's a USB powered. So is the Kadon Timbre Taiko, is also a USB powered device. So you can look around and there's a ton of different options, but I really like this one. It's inexpensive and it works great, and it's got great response rate and lots of MIDI options. So I can set the pad sensitivity where I like it. I can get practically zero crosstalk. So for example, if I'm playing, let me just turn this up so you can hear it a little better. If I put it on one of my Taiko kits, right, I think it's a Sumo Daiko kit actually, and play something with a lot of kazan like Ready Set Kadon, right? There's like no crosstalk. So, and crosstalk refers to when I hit one pad and it actually triggers this pad, right? So I'll hit ka and get a done. I like this pad because I can set the sensitivity up so I don't get any crosstalk. It's got lots of MIDI options and everything else. So if you're looking for a recommendation, I'd highly recommend this one. But I haven't tried a lot of other ones out. So, but there you go. There's a simple setup for around 150 that you can practice and compose Taiko with. So I hope that helped, and I hope you enjoy it. One more thing before we finish that I wanted to add is this sheet. You can download this picture in the description below, but this is a MIDI note mapping sheet for the Taiko instrument. So if you look at the white box in the middle, it says MIDI note. That's C3 for this example. C3 would be a note that how it corresponds to a digital piano or a keyboard. The MIDI trigger number is what you will want to use for an electronic drum pad. Your module will usually ask you what MIDI note number you want to assign to a specific pad, and that's the number you would use. So for example, if I want to set up a kit using the Odaiko, and I've got 4 pads like the Alesis Samplepad, I could put up my bottom left pad using Done, and that, if I'm looking at here, it says C1 or 36. So I would assign 36 to my bottom left pad. Say I want to use Done on the bottom right pad as well, I'd do that. And then I've got 2 pads on the top, so I'm going to assign my Ka, which is, if I'm looking at Ka on the Odaiko, that's number 33. I could assign that to the top left. And if I want to have that press sound, I could put that on my top right pad, and that would be number 31. So that's how you would program those in. I'll do a video on how I've done that using the sample pad, but it should apply to pretty much everything else too. And you can use that as well. So have fun drumming, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.